going on, everyone? It's your girl Latte Latte. All praises to the Most High God. I'm sitting here with Mr.
hmm
Jerry Skipper. Mr. Jerry Skipper, tell the people about you a little bit and what's going on in your world of entrepreneurship and ministry.
Entrepreneurship and ministry. Well, as she said, my name is Jerry Skipper. I'm a counselor. I'm a pastor, and I just have my hands on a lot of different things when it comes to the community. We have an event that we deal with men every Monday that's called Man Cave Monday, just to empower the people.
Okay.
And when I say the people, I'm not necessarily saying the black people, but I'm saying the Christian people, the
Okay.
godly people, the people who
Okay.
want to live a better life.
I love
Yes,
that.
yes.
Wow. So how did you come up with that Man Cave Monday?
Man Cave Monday.
How did you come up with that? What led you to start that?
Well, honestly, not to try to sound too spiritual, but I just noticed that a lot of young men start coming to me saying that they need role models, they need mentorship. And
Mm-hmm.
so it reminded me of a passage in the Bible how Paul was to Timothy. He was like a father to Timothy. And so,
Mm-hmm.
we're supposed to reproduce. And
Mm-hmm.
so, after praying with God, to God,
Mm-hmm.
and, just talking to a lot of Christian brothers,
Yeah.
hey, just formulated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
formulated.
wow. So
Excuse me.
how long have you been doing the Man Cave Mondays? Is it something new? Have you been doing it for a few months or a couple years now?
Actually, this is a revamp of it. I
Okay.
started about a year and a half ago,
Mm-hmm.
and we kind of stopped it due to a lot of different schedules with different people. But
Mm-hmm.
um, after the need continued to grow, we just
Yeah.
continue to, hey, revamp it again. So we
Wow.
just started it back, I want to say 2 weeks ago.
Okay, that is amazing. So, and that's open to anyone who's looking for a community or just that mentorship.
Well, not anyone,
Okay.
only men.
Okay. Yes.
We don't have
Okay.
enough things out there for men, so
Okay.
just the men.
Right. That's okay. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. Anyone as far as men, so young, old, black, white,
Mm,
Hispanic, Asian. It doesn't matter
everybody.
your ethnicity.
Yes.
If you're looking for that community, then
Yeah.
you are there.
It don't even matter. Look, a step further than your ethnic. We don't even care about your religion. Now we
Okay.
are Christian based. Don't get
Hmm.
it wrong. We are
Hmm.
Christian based, but we definitely do not care about your religion because
Okay.
we open to being like Christ.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah.
love that.
hmm
I love that. Um, so what motivated you to start your entrepreneur journey along with the ministry?
Okay. So you're kind of asking a two-part question, and that's because, like I said, I have my hands on a lot of things.
Hmm.
Are you particularly talking about the ministry itself? Because that's entrepreneurship as well.
Yeah, that's true.
When I ain't talking about selling the gospel, I'm not selling the gospel, but God do allow me to make money by writing books, etc., etc.
Okay.
And so
All right.
yeah, so
Yeah,
so
yeah. Look, I'm finding out some new things here. Okay. All right. Yes, we're gonna get into all of that. So we can talk about let's talk about both. So let's talk about the ministry and then tell us a little bit more about Ram's Life Recovery Solutions
hmm
and what that's all about.
okay, so the ministry is I always had a passion to give to the people.
Hmm.
Even as a little child, I always had a heart for the less fortunate, and for people that just need spiritual need. And so, God, I feel like He always had a calling on my life, as He do so many other people.
Hmm.
But I ran from it, and it led me to a place of incarceration. I know we're gonna probably talk about that a little bit later on,
Okay. Hmm.
but all those things together,
Hmm.
it kind of made me want to go into the counseling business because at
Okay.
first it was wanting to be a lawyer. It
What?
was wanting to be a lawyer,
Okay. That's what's
and,
up.
and the reason was because uh, being a black guy in the system,
Hmm.
I saw how so many people that was misfortunate,
Hmm.
they had a misfortune. So what I
Mm.
mean by that is if you was misfortune or privileged with the misfortune or not, being rich,
Yeah.
able to get a expensive lawyer,
Right.
your outcome in the courtroom was going to be a misfortune.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, I studied the law and I found out that I could not become a lawyer, a criminal lawyer, in the state of Georgia because I had felonies. So I said, what's the next best thing that I can do to help somebody out?
Mm-hmm.
And when I started doing the research, I found out that counseling was the next best thing. And so that's how I
Wow.
got into the counseling business.
Wow.
Hmm.
So from wanting to be aspired to be a a lawyer led you to wanting to be a counselor.
Hmm.
You know, I really think that it's just so divine how God will reveal to us what He wants us to do.
Hmm.
You know, and the things that we so often want for ourselves is not always in His plan.
You're right.
You know, so just even having that discernment, or just even being aware to having that open mind, open spirit to receive what God is telling you, and then you take it and you run with it. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? I think that's a beautiful thing.
And then God, He has a funny way of doing things. Like
I'm
he
trying to
he
tell you,
he's
he
very
do. He
hey
definitely do.
he definitely has a sense of humor because um, in the courtroom they actually call a lawyer counsel.
You're right.
And so
Yeah.
God was saying, yeah, you're gonna
Yeah.
be a counselor, just
Right.
not that
That
counselor.
counselor. Right.
So
Wow. Okay. All
hmm.
right. So, what's been the most spiritually and emotionally challenging season of your entrepreneur journey?
Wow. Now that's a great question. Honestly saying and thinking about it, I would probably have to say this past year.
Okay.
This past year. I am a guy that came from 15 years of incarceration for
Wow.
armed robbery. And when I say 15 years, I literally did day for day.
Day for
So
day. Not a what is it like a two for
no two for
one?
one, no
No no
paroles,
good
yeah,
behavior.
no.
No.
And you know what's
Wow.
funny? I literally went a good, I want to say about 13 years
Mm,
DR fee. That's like DR for those who understand. That been incarcerated, y'all know what a DR is, but for those who don't, it means disciplinary report,
mm-hmm.
and that's getting in trouble. I
Mm-hmm.
went 13 years without one, and then the one that I did get,
Mm-hmm.
guess what? It
What?
got dismissed because it was not me. False identity.
Really?
Absolutely.
What?
Yeah.
And is that something that you worked out yourself, or that kind of just because I know that we'll get a little bit into what I'm about to say a little bit later as well. But I know that you have helped a lot of people
Hmm.
with their cases as well. So
Absolutely.
was that something that you did for yourself, or that did God work that out, or how did that come about?
Actually, it was favored.
Okay.
It was actually favored because I was actually on a detail,
Mm-hmm.
and the detail officer was saying, "It's no way in the world that Jerry could have done this because he was not even in the building. He was out with me."
Wow.
Exactly. So yeah, favor,
Wow. Yes. God's favor. That's
God's favor.
amazing. That's amazing.
But to piggyback, because I know I'm kind of sidetracking, I know
Mm-hmm.
you're going off your book, but
Mm-hmm.
I definitely want to answer your question. And you was asking me what has been the rough season, the worst season.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I say it has probably been this year is
Mm-hmm.
because it's almost like it's been a catch 22. Um, I have an organization in the business that I started that's registered with the state, which is called Rams Life Recovery Solutions. The R represents reentry and recovery, the A, anger management, the M, mental health, and the S represents literally substance abuse. All
Wow.
right.
Okay.
And so I tried to get a contract back with the same county that I
Mm-hmm.
was actually on probation with.
Mm-hmm.
And they said that they liked my idea. I got an interview. I got an interview with the commissioner,
Mm-hmm.
and everything went great except but one thing held me back. I was still on probation. And so it caught me in a catch 22 because it was like, well, I got what I need to succeed, but I can't fully flourish in this area right now
Mm-hmm.
because I got to wait until this storm pass over, getting off of
Mm.
probation.
Yeah.
So that's probably been the hardest part of my life right now.
I can understand how that can be challenging for you because you're amped up, you're ready, you know what I'm saying, and you're trying to take advantage of whatever opportunities that you can, and then you just kind of have this thing that's not necessarily holding you back, but standing in the way,
Yes,
you know. But the good thing is it'll be out the way soon,
absolutely,
and then you know,
absolutely.
and when it does move out the way, the opportunity that will come to you will be much better than the one that you were going after.
Hmm.
You know, so
Look
it's
at you speaking spiritual.
yeah. Hey, I know. Hey, look, Big God, not the little one. Big God, not the little one. So how did it reshape the way that you lead today?
You,
That challenge. Well, how is it helping you to continue to move forward?
um, I guess the way that it's helped me the most is by I can't even really say it really helped me
Hmm.
in a new sense. It just kind of reaffirmed
Okay.
because I feel like the trials that I went through when I was incarcerated already prepared me for this right here. Um, because this is just a minor setback. And so, if anything, I feel like it probably helped me in the sense of becoming a better leader because I'm not only able to talk with the people that I coach or the people that I'm a counselor to,
Hmm.
but I'm actually a living example, a
Yes.
living example. So, yeah.
Yes. I think that plays a big part in what you do too, because a lot of times when you're able to actually relate, it can help counsel
Hmm.
that individual.
Yes.
Because I mean, a lot of people can be empathetic and they can say, you know what, I feel you, I can understand, but sometimes you don't really know until you and like you can have that imagination of, oh well, I could imagine this would how it would be. I could imagine this how you would feel. But when you actually went through it, then it's more relatable for that
Hmm.
individual that you're counseling, and then it actually is it's easier for you too because it's like oh yeah, oh I know how that is.
Hmm.
Truly, I've been there, or you might have experience or knew somebody that going through or dealing with whatever they're dealing with. Maybe you didn't deal with it personally, but you were um, attached to someone on a personal level, or just someone that was around that was experiencing the same thing. So that
Hmm.
kind of just helps you to have more understanding of what's going on versus
Hmm.
somebody who doesn't who doesn't know.
You're right.
You know.
Because I
Hmm.
tell people all the time, book knowledge only goes so far, but experience it overrides everything.
That is so true.
Yeah.
That's true. How has holding space for others' pain strengthened or tested your own resilience?
So holding space for others' pain has tested mine.
Hmm.
Mm.
How has it strengthened or tested your resilience?
I say it would have tested it in the sense of patience,
Okay.
but it has strengthened it in the sense of pulling something out of me that I didn't think I had in me.
Like
Um,
what? What do you mean by that?
okay, I will give you an example. In the Bible, Jesus, and for those who are the scholars, they call this the Beatitudes.
Hmm.
I don't know, the Sermon on the Mount. And he
Hmm.
said, if a person compels you to go 1 mile, go 2 miles. Sometimes in life, we deal with people, whether it be personal relationships, whether it be people that's at your job with you.
Hmm.
But for the task at hand, you had to stay greeted, or as they say in today's time, I got my boots on the ground.
Yeah.
You had to have your boots on the ground.
Yeah.
And so, um, actually, I'm not going to go into it because I have some family members and that's personal stories.
Hmm.
But I would say in this
Understood.
season in my life right now, I'm actually being tested in that area.
Okay.
Being uncomfortable for the comfortability of somebody else. And
Mm.
kind of remind me of something that a guy told me, an old man told me this one time. He said, Skip, sometimes you have to lose to win. So sometimes that's what you have to do.
Oh my goodness, y'all! Look, I was just talking to somebody about that. We just was talking about this yesterday.
Hmm.
Um, he sent me a repost, and the repost said, "I'm gonna tag it. I'm gonna drop it right here. I'm gonna let y'all see the post that I'm talking about. This is so divine. This is just." Uh, but the post said, like, people just want to rush to winning pretty much. I can't think of it exactly, so don't get me. I
Hmm.
can't think of it exactly, but pretty much what it was insinuating is people want to rush to the win without losing.
Hmm.
They don't want to lose, but it's when you lose is what makes the winner. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? It's a part of the journey. If you're not going to win if you don't lose.
And then that's actually a spiritual concept.
Mm-hmm.
Even Jesus said, in order for a person to live, he must first die.
This was oh my goodness, y'all. Hold on, wait a second. This is the exact conversation that I was having with somebody last night. So it's just so crazy that you're thank you, God. It's just so crazy that you're saying it, because it's so true. And
Hmm.
that's why I know, you have to die to self.
Hmm.
You got to die to self,
Absolutely.
So, yes.
And
Oh,
we call
wow.
that confirmation.
That is confirmation. We definitely call that confirmation. Wow.
Hmm.
That is so divine. Where do you believe healing begins? Does it begin in the mind, the spirit, or do you think that it starts in a community?
Um, that is a great question, and that is a topic that I love. Typically speaking, it has to start in the spirit
I agree.
because everything starts in the spirit.
Yes.
Everything, this right here is just a cover of what's
Mm-hmm.
actually going on in the inside.
Mm-hmm.
And that's from a spiritual point of view and from a counselor point of view.
Mm-hmm.
Psychological,
Mm-hmm.
it's in the mind.
Yeah.
So I would definitely say it starts in the spirit, um, and then I would say the mind, the mind, because not to try to get all religious, but I am a
No.
minister now.
I mean, we not get this. This is what this podcast is about. Everything is faith filled. I'm faith filled. That's why you're here. More times out of none, the people who I'm going to interview are going to be spiritually led. So
Okay.
don't say you don't have to say you don't have to say anything about that. Let you do you
All
and
right.
let the spirit speak because that's what's going on. That's what this is all about.
Yeah.
And if this
Okay.
ain't for you, if you're not spiritually led or you're not trying to be spiritually fed or you're not just operating on that, you can still stay, you can still tap in, and maybe at the right time, something that is spoken to you will just grasp your attention to lead you closer to God so you can tap into your higher self, so you can be living your God given purpose. But I'm always going to talk about God. You can call me religious, you can call me whatever you want to. I don't care.
Yeah.
So you good.
Okay. So then, like I said, definitely the mind.
Hmm.
Two passages in the Bible that will confirm that. One of the passages is it says, "As a man think,
Hmm.
the mental part,
Yep.
so
So
is
is
he."
he. Yep.
But then we have also Paul telling us in the book of Romans,
Hmm.
he said, "Be ye transformed by the renewing
Mm,
of
of
your
the
mind."
mind.
So the body got to get transformed. The body has to get healed literally by the concept of your mind. This
Mm.
is an interesting thing that they did. They did a study.
Hmm.
And the study was they had took a group of people that had all the same disease. Like they
Hmm.
had the same element.
Hmm.
I mean ailment.
Uh-huh. I got
And
you.
what happened was they gave all of them the same type of pill on the outside, but half of it was a false pill. It looked like
Mm.
the real pill.
Mm-hmm.
And they discovered that everybody still got healed.
Hmm.
And so the concept that they was drawing was this. A person thought that this was the real thing
Mm.
and it started transforming their body.
Wow.
And that was
Yeah.
actually a real study. So yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna go look into that because I want to say I've heard of that study or just it was mentioned to me in some type of way, but I'm gonna go look into it myself.
And then you know what? To confirm this even more, it's not just in the Christian faith. This is a belief system all over.
Hmm.
Because we hear it all the time when they say mind over matter.
Hmm.
And they teach that in martial arts in a lot of Oriental countries. It's mind over matter, which means that when your body seems like it can only go so far, it can only do such things, your mind can literally compel it to do further and go further.
That's true.
So yeah.
Wow. I'm loving this conversation. Yeah, I knew this was gonna be a good one. I hope y'all are enjoying it too. What personal wounds have most influenced the way that you serve others today?
Oh, wow. Definitely incarceration.
Hmm.
That was a major one. Uh, Time is the most expensive thing,
Hmm.
yet it's the
I
thing
agree.
that you can never get back.
Ooh, yes,
And
yes, yes, yes,
so
yes.
time away from my family, seeing my son grow up, um, then just having those special moments like this season we're in right now,
Hmm.
the Christmas season.
Right.
Missing so many Christmas, and yeah, that was that's definitely a wound. That's definitely a wound, and I will give that to the answer to your question.
So, how are you using it to how are you using it um, for good? Because you know what, a lot of times people will go to prison and they get out and they're kind of stuck in a depressive state, you
Hmm.
know, or and they're or and also in just a mindset of lack. They just, they can't do this, they can't do that, how were you able to overcome any negative thoughts when you got out of prison?
I'm gonna contribute that actually to a few things. Of course, God,
Hmm.
um, family. I was blessed to have family members around. I
Hmm.
remember when I first got incarcerated, I have a play auntie named Miss Frida.
Hey, Miss Frida.
And Miss Frida, she told me something that was a very valuable lesson.
Mm.
She said, "This is just a bad report. School is not over yet." And
Ooh.
so she was, in other words, she was telling me,
Yeah.
even though you're going inside the walls, don't be conformed to the walls.
Hmm.
You're gonna get out. You're gonna have a second chance.
Hmm.
And so while you're in there, make it work. Make
Yeah.
it, make your time work for you. And
Yeah.
so I had good family members that was able to furnish me with different things in the sense of when I was in the county jail
Hmm.
waiting to go to prison,
Hmm.
I was actually blessed to have pretty much a whole full encyclopedia, A through Z, like all of the
Hmm.
books. And
Hmm.
so it started with studying the Bible, started with studying other religions,
Hmm.
just to try to see what they believe and why I
Hmm.
believe what I believe in.
Hmm.
And then on top of that, preparation. Preparation.
Preparation.
Um, I'm trying to figure out the best way to say this, but I feel like somebody need to hear this, so I'm just gonna say how it's coming out. Um, it was a guy. It was a guy that was wanting to get out so bad. This is a
Hmm.
real story,
Hmm.
and we used to have Bible studies all the time. And I kept asking him what was he preparing for,
Hmm.
and he never could come up with an answer. And then God told me to tell him in the form of a parable, and
Hmm.
He said, "What is the cost of your sacrifice?" And so when I asked him that, he was like, "Man, why are you talking weird?" And I was like, "Man, you gonna get it.
Hmm.
What is the cost of your sacrifice? Because you're losing something while being in here, so it
Hmm.
need to count for something."
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And he never did prepare himself, and he ended up getting out and getting killed. And so when I heard that story, it allowed me to start to conform my mind more for preparation. Like, nah,
Mm.
I do all of this time
Right.
and come out and die.
Yeah.
So preparation, family, friends, and then just being optimistic, learning not to see the negative in a bad situation, but try to
Hmm.
see the positive in it. So that's what helped me.
Wow, that was an amazing
Yeah.
answer, and I think it's just a beautiful thing. One, just as a black male, to be where you are right now, because there's so many men out here who are in the system, or who have that big F, that
Mm-hmm.
big that felony, and they think that they're not able to live.
Mm-hmm.
They're not able to do what it is that they really want to do, and the fact that you are doing what you want to do,
Mm-hmm.
is just, it's so motivating, even for me. Just to see, it's like, okay, if you can do it, anybody can do it.
And see, I didn't want to be another statistic.
Right.
So that was the few that pushed me to go harder
Hmm.
because I was like, man, I don't want to sound racist or anything like that.
Hmm.
But if we look at the comparison, prison is literally a form of slavery.
It is.
It's a form of slavery. I'm talking about even post conviction, even post prison relief, because like you said, the big F word, the
Hmm.
felony, um, the felony doesn't allow you to go overseas.
Hmm.
You can't get a passport.
Nope.
You can't get weapons, as far as like guns, and there's a lot of other things that you
Driver's
can't
license.
do.
Is it driver's? Can you have a driver's license?
Yes, you can have a driver's
Oh,
license.
okay.
You can have a driver's license, but one thing that you can't do that a lot of people do not know. So for all you dope boys out there,
Hmm.
be careful now,
Hmm.
because if you get
Listen.
convicted in the state of Georgia, with a felony that's a drug charge,
Mm-hmm.
they limit you when it comes to the resources when you get out. Like prime example, food stamps.
Mm-hmm.
They would literally deny you with food to eat. So it's putting you in a position for you to commit a crime over again,
Right.
recidivism.
Right.
And so yeah, for those who out there, just pay attention to what I just said.
Yeah.
Be very very careful
Mm-hmm.
because they definitely doing that.
Yes, and that's I've seen people go to jail, turn around, go right back, get out, go to jail. It's just a cycle
It's a
within itself
cycle.
because of what you said.
Hmm.
It's set up to do that,
It is.
and I just I pray for anyone who just needs that guidance. Y'all need to make sure you tap in
Please.
with Mr. Skipper.
Hmm.
Okay, tap in with Mr. Skipper. If you need to be led, if you just need somebody to have their hand out and say, "I got you," we can do this together.
Absolutely.
This is the man right here that you need to um, get in contact with. All right. Do you travel?
You say what
Do
now?
you travel?
Do I travel?
Or have you traveled any?
I have traveled.
Mhm.
I haven't traveled overseas as of
Okay.
yet,
Yeah. No.
due to the big F. But I do travel. I
Okay.
do.
Within your traveling, how does stepping into unfamiliar environments strengthen your spiritual insight?
Um,
Traveling isn't always overseas. It could be right here in Atlanta. You can go an hour away, 2 hours away. Traveling is not just always to another state. It can be right here, like a day travel. You know what I'm
mhm.
saying? So, how has stepping into an unfamiliar environment strengthened your spiritual insight?
um, that is an absolutely good question, and I'm glad you asked that. For me, it strengthens it in the sense of um, being sensitive to the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because there'd be sometimes when you go into an environment and you can tell that something is off, and then there'd be times when you go into an environment before anybody say anything, you automatically know from the spiritual realm,
Mm-hmm.
literally that you might have to do a healing, you might have to pray for a person that is sick, it might be somebody that's been depressed by demonic activity.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, stepping into a new environment, it strengthens me like that because it gives me the opportunity to actually practice what the Bible say. Try the spirit, test the spirit. Let your
Mm-hmm.
spiritual senses be operated.
Hmm.
So
I love that. And how has it strengthened you? How would you say it strengthened you as a counselor?
as a counselor, wow, so many ways. Um, and one way it has strengthened me in the sense of being grounded more
Okay.
because I can't always, I can't say that like that. I'm not supposed to always
Mm-hmm.
take the spiritual side because they break everything down. Okay, this
Mm-hmm.
is a psychological issue that's
I
going
got
on.
you. Yeah.
But what I be seeing a lot of times is the spirit
It's
behind the
always gonna be.
psychological.
It's always gonna be a spiritual behind that psychological.
And so
It's always going to be.
it strengthened me in the sense of it keeps me grounded in the sense of I have to be cautious with how I present something to somebody because I actually have a state bar number with the
Okay.
state,
Mm-hmm.
and I could get in trouble if I present something the wrong way. And so
Gotcha.
it keeps me grounded, and it keeps me in the form of what the Bible say: "Be wise as a serpent, but humble as a dove."
Oh, I
Be
like that.
so yeah.
Yes, y'all, I hope y'all taking notes, okay? Cause this is a good one. This is a good one here. You need a notebook. I'm about to send you one. You make sure you go back and watch this one after you get your notebook, so you can take some notes. Cause we got some good stuff here. We got some good stuff. What leadership lesson did you learn the hard way?
Ooh, now that's a good one. I learned the hard way that you cannot mix business with pleasure.
Ooh.
God blessed me when I came home. I was able to be a pastor of a church,
Mm-hmm.
and it just so happened that it was a young lady who
Mm-hmm.
liked me. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not going to say her name.
Mm-hmm.
And me and the young lady, We weren't officially in a relationship,
Mhm.
but we got so close in proximity that it looked like a relationship.
Mhm.
We literally did a lot of things together. We went out of town together,
Mhm.
and she kind of started catching feelings more deeper.
Mhm.
Well, this same young lady held a position in my church
Mhm.
that was over finances, that was over a lot of different things. And needless to say, that when everything fell out, that fell out, and the church eventually ended up splitting up.
Really?
Really. So that was a hard lesson for me.
Wow.
So, yep.
Wow. Yeah, that hit.
So, needless to say, y'all, the lesson that I learned is the Bible say, do not give the appearance of evil. If you're not in a relationship with that young lady, hey, you cannot play with people's hearts. I wasn't trying to play with the person's heart, but
Yeah.
I mean, I could understand just the way that she
Mhm.
probably felt when, afterwards I talked to some other women, and the other
Mhm.
women, they told me, yeah, she probably started feeling this type of way because you was doing X, Y, Z,
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
But
Wow.
yeah, that was a hard lesson.
You know what? And I mean, we've all had to learn that, because we hear it all the time. You can't mix business with pleasure, but until you actually experience why not,
Hmm.
then you won't. I feel like you won't fully understand. It's like you can always go with the saying, but until you actually experience it for yourself, however you experience it, then you'll have some a true
Yeah.
understanding of that.
And for the record, because I don't want nobody to say that, hey, Pastor Skipper was caught in adultery or fornication. It was not adultery or fornication. The key words I'm putting emphasis on was we were close friends,
Mhm.
and she started to feel a certain type of way.
Mhm.
And that's when everything kind of came to a head because I literally had to let the young lady know that, I don't look at you like that.
Yeah.
And we never was in a relationship. We never
Mhm.
said, hey, you're my girl, I'm your dude. We
Mhm.
no.
Mhm.
So just want to make sure y'all keep that right. Yeah.
Just to clear the air, and
Clear
don't
the
and
air.
don't come on here try to pick and take the wrong things out. This is
Mhm.
all everything here is all fruitful and it's all light and it's all beautiful. So I don't think we'll have anyone who's gonna do that. We're not gonna be worried about that. How do you measure success beyond finances and or growth metrics?
um, I learned I learned how to measure success by a concept that I learned from a speaker in prison.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the man who came down and spoke to us, but he said something that stuck with me. He said, I measure success by every day when I get home and I go to sleep. Before I go to sleep, did I accomplish what I set out to accomplish for that day.
I love that.
And so that's the way I measure success.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, we all know finances are not anything, or not
Yeah.
everything.
Right.
Like it get a lot of things, but it's not
Yes.
everything. So
Right.
yeah,
I had this conversation with someone as well. We were talking about, being successful, and I was saying I feel successful right now for
exactly.
those reasons of yeah, because I'm accomplishing goals.
Hmm.
Because I was better than yesterday, a few months ago, a year ago. I feel very successful right now,
Hmm.
and it's not based off money,
Hmm.
And I think that's actually the best way to go about success. Because if you tie it to money, because you can have a whole lot of money now, and then tomorrow you'll be dead broke,
You right.
and then now you feel unsuccessful.
Exactly.
You know, but if you feel successful for other reasons, whether it's for me, I wake up, take care of these kids the best way that I can every day. I feel great about that. I feel
Hmm.
successful. I give my best.
Hmm.
That makes me feel successful. So I like that. I like that answer. That was
Yeah.
a really good answer. We got a couple more questions, y'all. We getting ready to wrap it up. This is so good. I'm gonna have to go back and watch this one. I'm probably watch this one might be at the top. I'm gonna make sure I pin this one. I'm gonna pin this one to the top, okay?
She been facetious.
I'm not. I am being honest. This is true. This is honest. What's next for your business and in ministry?
What's next for business? Honestly, I can't say what's next for business or for the ministry because it seems like every time I plan something, God give it another direction. So, so I'm just moving when it comes to the spirit. I'm moving with the movement of the spirit.
Okay.
Now I will tell you what I would like to happen and what I
Okay.
got planned.
All right.
For ministry, I do plan on hosting a couple of conferences this
Okay.
upcoming year.
All right.
It has been talk about relationship conferences because we have a lot of single women out there that are
Mhm.
believers,
Mhm.
and a lot of men they don't understand the concept of a holy woman.
Mhm.
They think it's all about a hit and go and stuff like that.
Mhm.
When in actuality, well, that's for another time. But
Yeah, we
but
might have to come back for that episode.
and definitely God has been landed deeply in my spirit about a deliverance conference.
Hmm.
Um, it's been a lot of familiar spirits, a lot of spirits of infirmities, and a lot of generational things that needs to be breaking, like broken.
Mm. Mhm.
And God has definitely laid that deeply in my heart. And my goal is, I want to say maybe around March, April.
Mhm.
That way I can give the invitations out for people to come, and I believe it's going to be a tremendous breakthrough from
It's
what God was showing me.
wow. I mean, just
So
from you
yeah,
speaking about it, I feel like it would.
yeah.
It sounds like a major thing, and I believe that would be successful.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'm gonna make sure you let me know
Okay.
whatever I can do to help. We have to come back and sit down again after it's all done. Like y'all remember
Yeah,
what he said? This is give a recap so you can see it live in action.
absolutely.
What kind of impact do you hope your business leaves on the community rather than individuals alone?
Um, Not to take away from your question, but I think the better question would be, what do I hope my impact will leave?
Hmm.
And the reason why I say that because my business is entwined into who I am,
That's right. Okay.
and I say that to say that um, bless him, Lord.
Yeah.
But I say that to say um, my business and my ministry is a part of a stepping stone as to who I'm going to be when it's all said and done.
Hmm.
I consider myself as a living legend. Not trying to sound conceited or
Hmm.
arrogant or anything,
Hmm.
but I know who I am in Christ,
Hmm.
and I hope that every believer believe like that because we are of a royal priesthood.
That's true.
So we're not just no average people.
Right.
But I would like for my ministry, my life, to be said that he was a true man of God. I'm gonna tell you something. This is a funny thing.
Oh Lord, you know what? Look. You see when they get the adjusted and they do that sit up, it's about to be something. Go ahead, I'm listening.
um, I literally used to be jealous of David,
Mhm.
King David.
Mhm.
And you want me to tell you the
Why is
reason
that?
why?
Yeah.
The reason why was because out of all of the people that were in the Bible that God dealt with,
Mhm.
God literally said this only about him. Or at least it was only recorded about him
Mhm.
that he was a man after God's own heart. He was the only person in the Bible that had that notion by God.
Mhm.
And so I said, man, God, I want to be looked at as a man that's after your own heart. So when you ask me that question, I say it's part of who I am. It's part of my legacy because when it's all said and done, I want people to say, this man right here was a true man of God. He did
Mhm.
not only talk about it, he did not only live it, he did not only have a good speak about it. This
Mhm.
man was illustrating the power like Jesus Christ was doing. He was
Mhm.
casting out demons. He was
Mhm.
praying for the sick that were
Mhm.
being healed.
Mhm.
I want every aspect of the life of Jesus Christ except, but I ain't ready to die at the age of 33. God, I ain't ready for
Yeah, no,
that
no,
yet.
no, no, right.
I mean, I'm past 33, but I ain't in no rest. But outside of that, and I believe that should be our goal because, Paul said, imitate me as I imitate Christ.
Mhm.
And then Jesus also said, it is enough that a servant be like his master.
Mhm.
And then
Mhm.
my favorite, what he say is, the works that I do, you should do greater works. That's John 14:12. For those who want to understand and find that out. The works that I do, you will do greater works, he said, because I go to my Father. So I feel like every aspect of my life need to reflect that person, which is Jesus Christ,
Mhm.
Yeshua HaMashiach. And
Mhm.
literally, that's what I want my life and my business to say, that he literally was a man of God.
I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I am truly loving this interview. Okay, I'm really loving this. All right, so this is the last question. We're getting ready to wrap it up. What advice would you give someone who is? What advice would you give someone who may just be getting out of prison, um, who wants to step into their purpose, whether it's starting a business?
Excuse me.
whether it's ministry or whatever. Okay, I'm gonna say this. What advice would you give someone, anyone? It doesn't even have to be anyone just getting out of prison. What advice would you give someone that's lacking the motivation to do what their heart is telling them to do, or to just go after whatever their heart desires?
I'm gonna answer both questions. For those who are lacking the motivation, I would tell them to reshape their mind frame
Mm,
and their personal space around, like pretty much get off around the people that you're dealing with.
yeah.
Because if you have a goal and you have a dream and this has been buried by, whatever, it's
Mm,
9 times out of 10 the people that you deal with.
that's true.
On the flip side of that,
Mm,
I would tell people who have the motivation, do not let nobody tell you no, especially for those who are coming out of prison. Because there's going to be so many people, man, listen, not man, because you're not a man.
yeah, no, I get it. No, you good. You're good. You're good.
But listen, when I came home, it was so many people told me that I could not do the things that I was trying to do. Every single time that I tried to step forth
Mm,
and I know God showed me something,
mm,
oh, I don't think you can do that. Or you might want to wait on that. Or are
mm,
you sure you're ready for that? I literally just
mm.
had someone tell me that just yesterday when it came to the conference I was talking about. They
What?
said, I don't think you're ready for that. It comes with XYZ. And I'm like, nah, I don't think you're ready for
That's what it
it.
sounds like.
Exactly.
Right.
And so do not let nobody tell you no, because I know that's the last question, so I wanna harp and kind of encourage people to show them the things that God is able to do.
Go ahead.
In the span of 2.5 years, excuse me, in the span of 2.5 years of me being out,
Mm,
God blessed me to where I bought me a tiny house. I've had 3 cars. This is just for those that on the financial things, like that. God is able to do all that. All 3 of my cars paid for, um, and that was just on that level. For those who measure success by education, I ended up becoming a substance abuse counselor, an anger management specialist, and a family counselor, certified in the state of Georgia. For those who measure success by spirituality,
mm-hmm.
God allowed me not only one, not only two, no, not one, but 2 opportunities to be a pastor of a church. And if you include the one that I told you about, where I was actually a pastor, there would be 3.
Mm-hmm.
One of those churches was a mega church.
Wow.
So no matter whatever you do, when you're doing for God, working
Mm-hmm.
for God, living for God,
Mm-hmm.
God is going to give you a vision. He's going to
Mm-hmm.
provide the resources for you.
That's true.
And then not only that, He's going to also allow the enemy come to see if you're going to believe on
Ooh,
what you believe.
say that. Say
So,
that.
so do not let nobody tell you no.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if it's coming from your mom, if it's coming from your spouse. If you know that God has said that you can go in this avenue and
Mm-hmm.
has told you to go in this avenue, it's better to be obedient, because obedience is better than sacrifice.
Yes.
So
That's actually the season I'm in now. I'm in the season of obedience, and
mhm,
it's paying off, but it's something too.
yeah,
It is something, but I ain't get. I'm gonna stay obedient through all things. So I'm excited. But wow, this, you know
yeah.
what? That's a drop mic moment. Drop the mic. Drop the mic. Pass the tide and pan around. I'm gonna get somebody to start singing. That was amazing. That was, thank you. Thank you for
Absolutely.
saying yes to this interview. Thank you for dropping the knowledge. Thank you for giving the motivation. Thank you for the affirmations. You just blessed this. You just blessed this interview in so many ways, and I'm so thankful. I'm really, really, really thankful. So tell everybody who's watching where they can find you, your website, your social media, whatever you would like to share. Where can they get in contact with you if they want to book a consultation with you, get any services?
Okay, so the best way to get in contact with me, you will find my phone number even on this. Is my website. It is www.ramsliferecoverysolutions.com. Ram is in RAMS, and life LIFE, recovery RECOVERY, and solutions. SOLUTIONS .com. And so on there you will have my phone number, email, and just any kind of way you can get in contact with, excuse me, with me. Um, Consultations, I do free consultations when it comes to counseling work. I do what they call a sliding fee, which means that I can set a fee to kind of accommodate your situation. A lot of times I don't charge hardly nothing at all. $20 probably for a session, which is an hour, hour and a half, because my goal is not to get rich. I just love helping people out, but I do understand it takes money to live in today's society and it takes money to run a business. Um, as far as the ministry goes, you can reach out to me on that avenue as well. And check out my book. I have a book that's out there on
Yes.
Amazon.
Yes.
Yes, it's called Knowing the Voice of God. And I think it is very important that every person, not just believers, understand and know the voice of God. And she would get a free copy. I wish I had the copy with me so I could show y'all what it looked
I
like.
love to read too. It sounds like a great book. I'm gonna post the book right here, right here. This is the book right here. I gotta do that before, and I'm gonna put a little book right up.
Okay.
This is the book, and the link. You
Mm-hmm.
can purchase the book. I have the link in the bio as well
Mm-hmm.
with this video.
Yep. And like I said, if you want to jump the gun, Amazon. You can find it on Amazon and Barnes and Nobles.
Oh,
Absolutely.
and Barnes and Noble. Okay, then. Yes. Well, thank you, Mr. Skipper. It has been
Absolutely.
an absolute pleasure. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for taking out the time out of your schedule just to say yes and come by and join me today. Well, this evening. I
Mm-hmm.
really do appreciate it.
Absolutely. It's been an honor.
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you guys. So it's been Talk with Latte. Mr. Jerry Skipper. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure that you guys like, subscribe, share. Make sure you go shop, purchase that book, and make sure that you tap in with them. All right. Book your sessions. Okay. Come see them on a Sunday.
And Man Cave Monday.
Man Cave Monday.
Mm-hmm.
That's every Monday.
Every Monday
Every Monday at what time?
between the hours of 6:30 and 7:30. And like I said, you can reach me at the number that is literally on the website. And if you're just interested in Man Cave Monday as well, I can give you the link, or you can call me directly, and I can give you the link because we do it over a Zoom session.
Is it possible you? Well, okay. I have that link. Is it okay if I put that link in the bio as well, so
Absolutely,
that way
absolutely,
they can copy and paste and just have it for their convenience whenever they're ready to
absolutely,
join? Sounds
absolutely.
good.
Mhm.
All right, you guys, it's Latte Latte. Thank you for tapping in. I will see you next time.